Alright, so one of the most important things about washing your car is, in my opinion, from washing my car for the last 7-8 years and just finding out about this is the best investment you can do. If you live in a city that has a lot of hard water, basically hard water is whenever, like for example, when you take a shower, and then after you take a shower a couple days later or a couple hours later, whenever it dries, you'll see little white spots. What that is that's mineral deposits. And the issue with that is it sticks onto the car and destroys the paint because you have to try to buff it out. On a wrapped car, you're going to have a big issue because the wrap is very delicate. You can't fix wrap, you just rewrap the car. So it could cost a lot of money if you damage one of the, if you damage any parts of the wrap that are really in the car, like the fenders or anything like that. So today what I'm going to show you is what's inside of here, and these do cost a good amount of money. They're about $200-300 bucks. So it has a resin inside of these containers, and what the resin does is it's going to actually demineralize the water. So after a while, what happens is the water, try to do this the right way, is the resin that we're using. It just, after a certain amount of time, it's going to need to get replaced. So that's what I'm doing today. So you can buy the resin direct from these guys. I was doing that, and then I realized there's a seller on eBay that sells you a shitload for like $100 bucks. And this is it right here that I got. It was like 100, I think it was like 100, 120. So this is going to refill our containers. And this is, I changed it. I don't know how many washes it gets me, but it lasts about 3-4 months. So what we're going to do is just unscrew these. And the way you tell that this is starting to go bad is you have a meter right here. It tells you the parts per million of, I guess, minerals that are actually getting filtered through. So it tells you to replace, what does it say? It says change resin before meter reads 20 parts per million. So 20 parts per million. If 20 parts per million is coming through, then you're going to start to see, you're going to start to see spotting on the car. So I don't change it at 20. I change it at around 40. If you want to be really anal about it, go ahead and do that. Change it at 20. But 40 works for me. I don't really see any spotting at 40. I don't want this to splash like the last one did. Alright, so these are all full of water just because you're running the system. It's going to store the water. So first thing you're going to do is take off your top ring. And then we're going to take out the actual container of the resin. And what we're going to do is just trash it. That's it. There's extra water. We throw it out right here. This does get messy. It's kind of a pain in the ass to refill. But it's worth it. The reason this is worth it, and the number one, not only because of the spotting, but you don't have to dry the car. If in theory, if the car has no particles, and the water that's sitting on it has nothing in it, then when you dry, you're not gonna, there's nothing to wipe off. So that's what's good about this. So what we're going to do is unscrew the top. And this is what the resin looks like. I don't know if that's going to focus. It's like little beads. I should be wearing gloves right now. I usually wear gloves when I do this, but that was on the last time. This time I don't really touch the resin except when I'm refilling. So what I'm gonna do now is just put that over the trash can and trash it. And I have no idea why this is layering like that. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's the good resin or the bad. Actually, it's because it's wet, that's what it is. Okay, there's one. When you're doing it, if you already have this, just squeeze while it's upside down and it'll come out. Alright, so basically that's fine. I don't really get anal and wash that out. Now, let me see if I have a scoop in here. Okay, I do. So I already put something in there last time I was doing it. Next thing you're going to want to do is, I don't know how safe this stuff is on skin, so just going to play it safe and put on some gloves. It's actually nice here in Vegas to do anything. About a month ago, it was 110 all summer, 110, 115 degrees, and you'd be sweating your ass off just standing here. Alright, so got our big bag over here of our generic resin, which they're just this company, I believe, is just repackaging the same stuff. I don't think we need to buy their stuff anymore. This is giving the same result. Okay, this is really bad. I need a better way to load this. Stuff is all over the place. Kind of have to like cup the back. I guess less is easier to load. Now, in the back over here, I do have this giant hose. That's not a vacuum. That's actually it's a 8 horsepower, I think, air blaster. And what that is if you want to dry the car off even quicker, you could do that. But to be honest with you, I bought that first, and then I did more research about the water spotting, and then I did this. And after I realized I don't have to touch the car or I don't have to dry it, that thing became almost obsolete. The times that it does come in handy is when I need to wash the car and then in like an hour leave. And some spots on the car you're gonna get runoff, basically like a small drip, which is annoying because as soon as you start driving that car, you start picking up dust, and then the water hits the dust, and then you have like a water spot or like a stream. You can see the outline with the dust. So it's better to drive around fully dry than to just do this and then drive off, because you're gonna have water coming in off multiple spots. So this one's done. There's a little gasket down here, and this goes like this. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go back in. We're gonna put, this is filled with water also, that's why it's making that noise. Boom. We put our ring down there to center it, And then we're going to clean off the gasket to make sure there's nothing on it. That way we're making a good seal when we put it back. If you have a boat, RV, or something that's huge, and you don't want water spots on that, this is, I think, almost required. We're just going to hand tighten it a little. That's it, that one's good. Get our second one. Piece of the bag. This is getting messy. Needs to be a better way to do this. I didn't really look around for anything. That's better than this. So you don't have to actually buy this company right here. They're like, I would say they're like the leading manufacturer that's actually doing the marketing and advertising to let people know about it. But there's other systems out there with the resin. I just found this one the best because it has the wheels and I can just hook it onto the side of the house when I'm using it and then take it back in. If you want a really nice setup, you would have something like this actually hard lined in. And that would be much better, but I didn't do that. And what's even better than just one of these little systems is if you have your whole water supply from your house all cleaned out. So that one. Check our O-ring. Center. And then we're just gonna clear the gasket. And we're gonna screw it on, that's it. This is like the hardest part. Once you get it threaded, that's it. Okay, just need to tighten it down on this side. That's it. And there we go. This should last a whole year. Make sure when you do repack your resin, if you do buy one of the bigger things, you cover the top. I would even recommend an airtight seal, because that might, I don't know if it picks up the humidity. And the last part is just clean up the resin on the floor. This stuff sticks to your shoes, because we don't want to take it in the house or anything. And that's it. That's all you got to do. That's how you change out the resin. That's how you keep your car washes mineral free, and we're not damaging the paint. I wouldn't say damaging the paint, but really hard water spots on windows on a hot day. If you know, and you have no coating on the window, then you already know the issue that is and how much of a pain that is to get out. So that's it, we're ready to go. We got the car over here, ready to wash, and that's it. So another thing I did on this, just so you could see, I put, on Amazon you can buy quick connects, which basically you just press and it pops it off like that. I have one on the other end of my system, so I can just go ahead and tap in. It takes 2 seconds to connect it rather than sitting around. And I also have it done on my power washer. That way our setup time isn't, we're not spending 20 minutes just trying to set everything up. So that's it. If you do want this system, I will drop some links below for Amazon. I'll put the quick connects and the actual system on here. And by the way, here's the TDS, the parts per million monitor. Right now it's giving me, it doesn't work unless you actually have water going through it. So this 3 just means whatever the sensor's picking up at the time. So that's how you see what's going on with the water. But I don't even go by this, I go by my last wash. So basically you wash the car, and then as it's drying, if you start seeing any white minerals anywhere on the car, you know it's time to change this out, and that's the best way to do it in my opinion. But if you're anal, you can do it this way. I think you're just going to spend more money, you're going to be replacing the resin way too early. So that's it, and I'll get a car wash video going up to show you how I wash my car. Try to do it really quick and get all the contaminants off as quick as possible. I don't like spending a lot of time on it. So that's pretty much it. Comment, subscribe, let me know what you use, if you do use this, or if you do use one of the other systems. I'm curious to see how they work. Alright, bye.